Hi, this is Smriti from Simply Crafted for Handmade today, and I have a lovely project for you over here. And the theme of this month it is from trash to treasure. So here I have created something for home, a key holder, and I've done gilding, I've done foiling on the sides, I've done foiling on the bottle, gilding on the flowers. It's a beautiful, very lovely project which you will thoroughly enjoy. So let me start firstly by telling you the products that I have used to make this project. Okay, so to start, the first thing that we need for this project is as I've told you earlier, that since this is a trash to treasure project, everything is kind of reused. So this was an old coffee bottle that I have used, an old board, MDF board over here, which I have used, and then I have created texture on top of it with the help of chalk paints and some extra texture powder. Now, I can even use this product for gesso as the base. It totally depends on you whether you want to use gesso or you want to use the chalk paints. To make the flowers, I've used this a dry clay, paper clay. It's very light. And for the color, I have used pale daffodil color from Craft Angles. Next on, for the gilding, I have used, you can use gilding flakes from Craft Angles. They are very nice, and you use this project basically with Foil Magic. It's a product by Craft Angles, and it's a super product. You must take it. And I have used sheets from gold gilding sheets from Cadence, but you can always use Craft Angles. For the side and for the bottle, the foiling that I have done is with the reactive foils from Craft Angles. I have used yellow gold color and red color. These are the two colors that I have used, and I have used red tacky tape to use these foils. Okay, and a little bit of jute rope to tie the bottle, and towards the end obviously I had to staple it, so I needed a stapling gun, and that's all about it. So let's start. So as you all know that the theme of this month is trash to treasure, right? So I picked up an old board which I had already worked on one side, and now I wanted to just discard it. So I used the other side. I applied 2 coats of gesso and to prep and prime the base so that I could work on it further. Of course, make sure that the first coat of gesso is completely dry and then do the second coat. Once it is completely dry, then I went on to the second step of adding texture. Now to add texture, what I did was I took a little bit of gesso out on a plate, and then I applied or maybe mixed my magic powder that I always use to create textures in the consistency that I like. And after that, with the help of a spatula, I spread it all over the board. I allowed it to dry for a little bit and then started patting on the whole board. With that, what happens when you pat the board and when the texture is wet, it starts raising up, and that's how you create the texture. See, you can see me doing it over here. So I did like probably once, twice, or thrice. Uh, Till the time I was not very happy with the texture, and as soon as I was completely satisfied, that's when I allowed it to rest, to dry, so that I could get on to the next step. Can you see the texture that has come out? Brilliant and fabulous, and nothing only with a tap of a spatula. And wherever I thought, I had missed a point, I went and I added some more and started tapping my spatula. That's it, easy. So once this was dry, I went ahead and made some flowers with Prima molds. I used air dry clay, the light one, the paper clay one, and I made these flowers. And once they were ready to use, I added extra, clay at the back for volume, and with the help of a heavy gel body medium, I fixed it onto the board. Now what you can see me doing is gesso on them. Once they were dry, I applied gesso all over. Then I used the yellow pale daffodil color, which is one of my favorite colors from Craft Angles. Applied it all over my creation. I'm already falling in love with it. It is such a beautiful creation, but wait, there's loads to do in this project, and you will thoroughly love it as it goes ahead. So I applied this color all over everywhere on the sides also, And once it was completely done, I realized that it was kind of flat, because one color always gives you a very flat feel. So to add little depth or character, the best is always dry brushing with a alternate color. So I went ahead and picked up Craft Angle's chalky white, no, Craft Angle's chalky paint, snow white color. And I picked that up and I took that out in a plate. And with that, I started dry brushing, starting from the sides. Then of course I went on to the center, and then of course I went on to the flowers. So the idea of dry brushing is, that you give a very asymmetric color here and there, and that really adds a very beautiful look to the project. Well, now that I'm done, I wanted to do gilding on these flowers. So for that, I used foil magic from Craft Angles, and I applied it all over the flowers that I had put on this board. Once I was done applying foil magic, then I went ahead and I got a gold foil. I have used Gadans, but you can also use gold foils from Craft Angles. They have fabulous foils. They have 4 colors, very nice. So you must check their website out for that. And they are also very, very, very good to use. So this is what I have used. I've used Gadans over here, and I've used this gold color. I always apply it with a metal spatula or a metal knife because I think it tends to stick less to my fingers. Now, I did this first coat, but once I was finished brushing off the excess, I realized that I needed a second coat of gilding. Or probably I was just having too much fun. The process is so satisfying. So I went ahead and did a second round of gilding. Yeah, because I really wanted them to look really chunky, gold. And so till the time I was not satisfied, I went ahead and did gilding. Yes. So once this was done, now it was time for me to decorate the sides. Well, so what do you think I did? What I did was I picked up an old bottle. As you know, here we are creating treasure out of trash, so we always have leftover bottles with us. So I picked up an old coffee bottle and thoroughly cleaned it. Yes, here you can see me doing that. Once I thoroughly cleaned it, I applied a double-sided red tacky tape on the whole bottle. I mean, obviously you can see the spiral design that I have created. Yes, like so. And then I made sure that with the help of my fingernails or the back of the scissors, you burnish it really well so that it sticks very well to the surface. That is very important. The next step was foiling. Craft Angles has some beautiful reactive foils and a huge, large variety of colors. And over here, red is something which I wanted to use to kind of break the monotony. So, and another thing which you will realize with these foils when you get them is that it's a very big bundle. Looks very small, but believe you me, it is very big. And a very small portion is needed actually. And a very small strip will actually make big projects. You will see at the end of this project as well. So using the red color over here, and I started taking out the red tacky tape, and wherever the wherever you have tackiness, that is where you will stick the foil and it will come off easily. It is actually just like waxing. It is very, very easy and super fun to do and super easy to do. And it is so forgiving that let's say you missed a spot, just go back again and stick your foil, and it will stick wherever it is tacky. So with this red color, I just added, see, can you see, just with a little tinge, I added so much color to my project over here, and it just brightens up. Well, the next step was to use these MDF cutouts, and I also went ahead and bought some very beautiful brass butterfly shaped hooks, because what I'm actually making is a key holder, right? So Now these are the two tapes that I thought of using, but because of the texture that I have done, I decided on using this jelly heavy grip tape. It is a double-sided tape. You can get it from Amazon, and it does not show, but the grip is very strong, and especially for an asymmetric project, because my project has texture, so the red tacky tape, which is a flat tape, would not have done. Now I basically applied the tape so that I could fix the screws later on, and I could not do it on this table because it's a glass table, so I had to do it off camera. Next, I took E6000 and I stuck these MDF letters to my project. It says home because that's exactly what I'm making. This is going to be decorated in a home beautifully with flowers, and the bottle will hold some beautiful money plant in it, or any other plant of your choice to add some greenery to it. And these hooks will be just perfect to, hold your keys. Now, of course, nothing is over till the time I varnish it. I varnish almost each and every project of mine, and the varnish that I do for such projects that I use is Asian paints. Here I've used Asian paints. So anyhow, so now that this was done, I thought the sides were very plain. So I thought, why not apply, gold reactive foil over here? So I applied red tape all over on all the four sides of this board, burnished it really well with my fingernails, with the back of the scissors, with anything possible that I could do. And then I took out this yellow gold reactive foil, cut out a small piece. Now see, just a small piece was enough for me to cover all the four sides of this board. This board is 12 by 12 inches, and yes, I could cover up all those four sides. It's almost like half an inch, thick. And see, it is so easy to use these reactive foils, and it is so beautiful to kind of give an edging to your project or just any dimension to your project. Over here I will miss one tiny line, and see, I just went back and stuck it back, and that is it. Nothing more to do. Voila, it's over, done. So this brings me to the end of this project. I know it looks as if a lot has been done, but believe you me, it was a very easy peasy project. Now that we are all done, the last thing that I need to do is basically fix the bottle in its place. So I took a little bit of jute rope, tied it around the neck of the bottle, and once I was fine with the length, I took a stapling gun, and with the help of that, I first stapled the back off camera because I was very conscious about my glass table. But once I realized that yes, I could do it, then once I had stapled at the back, the next staples I thought I could actually show you online. So here I have done this online, and you can see me stapling it on top, and then also in the front, so that it sticks and it stays in its place. I will cut these strings later. So here now I'll just hold it in its place, and I will just staple it down. That is it. And yes, my project is now ready. So I hope you really enjoyed this project, and I hope you will try and make this on your own. Do let me know what were the results, and I would really love to see your creations. Bye bye. See you. Have a nice day.